Christmas to me means family.
3.
On Christmas Day, it was always a lesson of patience. I had to wait until the men came in from the barn after milking and feeding the cows. I had to wait while they ate their cornflakes. I had to wait until they finished their eggs and bacon and toast. I was so waiting. I was waiting with bated breath. But until it came about 10 o'clock. Then I could open my presents, finally. But the stocking was always fair game. That was when I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I dashed down, and that's when I got my early Christmas presents.
2, 3.
When I was 10 years old, I lived in Kingston, Ontario, and in Advent season there was a special service of lessons and carols that was put on by St. George's Anglican Cathedral in Kingston. My dad took me to the front of the church near the end of the program, and there was the organist accompanying the choir with one hand, playing the organ with one hand and conducting the choir with another. I thought that was so cool. He also happened to be the music teacher at the high school in Kingston, so I had a special fondness for him. How's that?
My favorite Christmas memory is getting up really, really early in the morning. As a child, we got up 4 a.m., open presents, go visiting family and everything. With my own children, this was continued where my parents would come to our house first thing in the morning to watch the opening of gifts. It wasn't about the gifts, it was about the family time.
My favorite Christmas memory happened when I was about 9 years old. To me, Christmas was all about the presents, and I had certainly checked out every present that was under the tree that year. On Christmas Eve, we went to church, and when we came home from church, there was an extra present there, and it had my name on it, and was for my big brother. I was so excited. I thought, wow, that's good. And I looked at it, I examined it, I couldn't believe it. It was about 5 feet long, and it was, heavy, so heavy, and just narrow, like it wasn't very big around, 6 inches maybe around. I didn't know what it was. I went to bed, and I still couldn't imagine what it could possibly be. It was such a weird thing, and it was heavy. So anyway, Christmas morning came, and one of the last presents that I opened was this gift from my brother. I opened it up, and it was a BB gun. A BB gun. I couldn't believe it. Why would he be giving me a BB gun? I don't like guns. He knows I don't like guns. But anyway, I got a BB gun. So I was pretended I was happy and carried on and didn't touch the gun at all. And then the next day, the Boxing Day, I thought, well, maybe that's not such a bad gift. Maybe I will try some target practice with it. So I went under the tree to get it. No gun. I looked high and low. I looked everywhere around the house. I could not find my gift. So my brother was away, but when he came back from visiting his friends, he told me where the gun had gone. He said, well, I knew you didn't like it, so I took it out to my friend's place and a bunch of guys there, and I sold it. He said, I made a pretty good profit, too. And I must admit, less than pleased. But anyway, we got through it. And now I use that little story to tell his kids and my grandkids about my Christmas that year. So it's a fun little nugget to have in my back pocket. Thank you. Bye.
Our grandparents were 70 years married, so I have many wonderful memories of family celebrations with grandparents, aunts, uncles, and many cousins. We always had very happy times together.
For me, Christmas is the carols. That's what is the most touching. As a little girl, I attended church at Bloomfield Baptist Church in East Belfast. and was surrounded by my uncles and my grandmother and my aunts and many of my cousins. And I still remember their voices as we sing the Christmas carols today.
Okay.
I can remember many, many years spending Christmas with all my family at home or on the farm, and making our homemade ice cream and getting the ice from the river on the farm to freeze it. And those are some things that I remember from when I was very young.
80 years ago, I visited my grandparents, my Jervis grandparents who lived on the base line. There was always a snowy day, and we would have to leave our car at the end of the lane and trudge up the long lane to their home with our Christmas parcels. It was always fun.
Start.
Hi everyone. My favorite Christmas memory is with our family. We'd go to church and then back to our parents' place for goodies, and then we'd have to watch It's a Wonderful Life. That was our tradition.
Start.
My father was retired in Miami, and when I was in my early 20s, I went to see him. And everybody was putting false snow under their palm trees, and I thought it was ridiculously looking silly. And that's my memory.
Many years ago, my younger brother and I went downstairs early Christmas morning to see if Santa had arrived. Turns out there was a red sack in the middle of the living room floor. We panicked, ran back upstairs, thinking that Santa was still in our house, dropping off toys. We went back down about an hour later, sack was still there. This went on throughout the night. Finally, we got brave in the morning, went down, and the sack actually ended up being a red beanbag chair that Santa had left for our older brother. That's my Christmas memory.
My favorite Christmas memory was when I was about 8 years old, and I came out to the Christmas tree and unwrapped the first gift, and it was a beautiful baby doll. But the other thing that happened was there were thousands of outfits under the tree, and that my mother had made using all the scraps that she had from all the years she had sewed. And I just kept opening and opening and opening. And it was just so special because I had so many outfits that my mother had labored over. And then from behind the tree at the end came the baby buggy. That was a really great Christmas.
One of our favorite traditions has always been Christmas brunch. We would get together Christmas morning with extended family. We'd have Christmas morning wife saver for breakfast, tourtière, bacon and eggs, toast, hash browns, and often some sweets thrown in. And even now, we continue to have it with our daughter Katie and her husband Craig.
After we have a wonderful brunch, we open our stockings. Often there is a magazine, there are candies, maybe a gag gift of some kind, and in the very end, in the toe, there would be a beautiful, tasty orange. And that's how we celebrate one of our favorite traditions at Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all.
Start.
This is not my favorite Christmas, but it is a memorable Christmas because years ago we were heading to Bowmanville, my hometown, for Christmas, and of course the car's packed with all the gifts. We couldn't leave town. We couldn't get out of town. So we came back home and we phoned the Wood family. They were friends of ours, and they couldn't get out of town either. Neither one of us had any food, fresh food. So we both dove into our freezers and found what we could, put it all together, and we had a wonderful dinner. The only thing that very annoyed me was the fact that my brother in Kitchener, he said, "What's your problem? It was sunny down there."
My favorite Christmas memory, my favorite Christmas tradition is actually on Christmas Eve itself. And that's when we have that few minutes at the end of the service when we're all sitting there and holding our little candles, our lights. I'm standing at the front holding the Christ candle and we're singing Silent Night. That to me is the holiest time of Christmas Eve. And it's a chance to remember that it's about more than just us, it's about the Christ child. And to me that is so important, and I missed it so much when we couldn't do it, when we couldn't have people here. And I'm so glad we can have people back again together. Thank you.